Hey, this is Dennis. It's Thursday. Harper Grace, how you doing? But I want to get back in the Bible study. We're in the book of Mark. And we're going to start chapter 13, verse 1. And when he went out of the temple, let's talk about Jesus. One of the disciples said unto him, Master, see what manner of stones and what buildings are here. So I'm thinking they're talking about, well, it says right here, he went out of the temple. It just walked out of the temple. Jesus and his disciples. And the disciples, I imagine they turned around and they said, look what magnificent stones and what buildings are here. I mean, they were marveling at the temple. And I think that's good to understand as we read on. They just walked out of the temple. Disciples, they're like, wow. And so that sets it up for what we're going to read next. And Jesus answering said unto him, Seest thou these great buildings? There shall not be left one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. Well, I've looked at in 70 AD, the Romans came in and destroyed the temple. And me and my wife, years ago, we went down to Orlando and there was this Christian theme park place, and they actually, you know, they were heavy on Jerusalem and the temple and all that. And one of the guys that was giving a little lecture on it, now I don't know, I'm just going to tell you what he said. He said them great stones that made up the temple, God's temple there in Jerusalem, was overlaid with gold. And when the Romans burnt the temple, the gold started melting and running down the stones. So even after the fire was out, this is what he said. The Romans tore it apart one stone at a time to get at that gold. They wanted the gold. And like Jesus said, there shall not be left one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. If what that guy said was correct, they tore every stone apart to get at that gold. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives over against the temple. So Jesus and them went out and got in the Mount of Olives, and they were across from the temple. They could see the temple over there. Peter, James, John, and Andrew asked him privately, Tell us, when shall these things be? What shall be the sign when all these things shall be fulfilled? Now, I know a lot of people, they use this and they talk about it's a sign of the very, very end times. But personally, I'm thinking that the disciples were asking Jesus, well, when's that temple going to be torn down? Where there won't be one stone left upon another. Don't know it all, don't understand it all. That's what I'm thinking. So let's look at verse 5. So the four disciples, they asked Jesus, when's all this going to happen? And I think it was just on their mind that day Jesus told them, look, every stone in this temple is going to be torn down. And Jesus answering them began to say, Take heed lest any man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled. For such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in divers places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows. But take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to councils, and in the synagogues you shall be beaten, and ye shall be brought before rulers and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them. And the gospel must first be published among all nations, but when they shall lead you and deliver you up, take no thought beforehand what you shall say. He's saying, don't be worried about it. Don't be running through your mind with imaginations, oh, what am I going to say? Neither do you premeditate. So he's saying, don't be premeditating on what you're going to say. But whatever shall be given you in that hour, that speak ye. For it is not ye that speak, but the Holy Ghost. So to me, Jesus is saying, don't be worried about that. That hour, right before they question you, the Holy Ghost is going to tell you what to say. And say that. Alrighty, well that's it for today. Well, God bless y'all. Walk with God one day at a time.